welcome back to my channel, and hey, if you're new here, my name is Millie. I'm so excited to film this video today because I'm going to be doing some full glam makeup looks. I'm going to be using one palette to create 3 different eyeshadow looks, and the palette I'm going to be using is my Morphe 9D. This is one of my absolute favourite palettes because it's full of warm shades which are just the best, and they've got some really nice shimmer shades in there and a few nice mattes, so I know we can create a lot of looks using this. So first of all, before I do any eyeshadow looks, I'm just going to go and do my base off camera quickly. So now I've got my base on, the first thing I'm going to be doing is carving out my eyelids. Now I'm going to be using a concealer to do this, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible concealer in shade 332 Ivory. I'm going to be using on a small flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of the product, start underlining my brow. Once I've kind of got the basic outline, I'm just going to start by dragging the product out. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Don't worry if your eyebrows aren't completely symmetrical. Mine aren't, and nobody is. Eyebrows are sisters and not twins. So now my eyebrows are nicely carved out, I'm just going to use that shade of concealer again and pat it all across the eyelid so it creates a nice, like, clean blank canvas before we put on any shadow. The first look I'm going to be doing is kind of a smoky winged liner with like the brown shadows with a bit of shimmer on the eyelid as well. I'm going to go in with a really kind of small fluffy brush, and I'm going to be using this shade right here to kind of create a little bit of a crease on like the inner third of my eye. So you do just want to go in and build the pigment up first, where I'm just going to keep tapping that on. And once you think you've achieved quite a strong kind of colour, we're then just going to go in with a bigger fluffy brush with the same shade, tap it off slightly, and then I'm just going to buff that out, blend it into the nose contour, and just lightly dust it to create a nice soft crease. I'm just going to go in slightly more and build it up a little bit darker, and then just smoke it out slightly towards the outer part of the eye into the temple. Okay, so now we've got that kind of base crease colour going on. I'm going to be using the same concealer that we used before and the same flat synthetic brush just to carve out slightly a bit of a cut crease just on the inner thirds again. I'm just going to use my finger to blend that out slightly. This part doesn't have to be too neat, just quite a nice smoky look. Now we are going to create the kind of wing liner part. So I am going to be using the darkest shade in the palette on a small angled brush, starting from the outer corner of the eye. And you want to trace that line up towards the kind of end of the eyebrow. Then I'm just going to connect that back in. So now I'm just going to connect it all the way from the wing and run it all across the bottom of my lash line. I've got the base of the wing line going on. I'm going to use the same colour on a small, dense, fluffy brush and just start smoking that upwards with that warm brown shade. And I'm just going to run that along the top of this wing liner. So now it's getting a little bit thicker and you can start to see the transition between the colours. I'm going to go in with this warm orange shade here, and I'm going to put that along the top and then connect it into the crease.
Bless me.
And this is like a small tapered brush, so I'm going to be using the proper tip of this brush to do this. Really want to smoke it out, so really pushing it out into the temple. So now we've done that, we are going to go back in and start filling in the pigment again, because as you can see the dark brown is kind of taken away from all the blending, so we're just going to go back in stages and build it up until we get the finished result. Just going to go in with that small flat synthetic brush with the concealer, and with whatever's left over we're just gonna clean that up there, which will really create that kind of winged look. So now comes the fun part. We are going to be adding some shimmer to this look. And first of all, I'm going to go in with this kind of golden bronzy shadow here. And I'm going to use that on a flat brush. I'm just going to start by applying that in the center of the eyelid. So I'm just going to apply that to that middle section. We do want to kind of miss this bottom part out because we do want to keep that wing liner going on, but I will go back in there after with the dark shadow. In the bronzy shade, we're going to be using this super light golden kind of shimmer shade, and I'm going to use that on a smaller brush now and focus that on the inner corner of the eye. So you want to get a really nice blend between the two shimmer shades there. Finally, we're going to blend that shimmer shade into the wing liner. Wing liner? Wing shadow. So that is the complete look just on one eye there. And now I'm going to go off camera and do the other eye. Okay, so both eyes are now complete. Now I'm just going to go in and tightline the top waterline using my NYX Professional Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and Definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliner. Oh my god, that is a long ass name. And just using this in the shade Black. We're okay, we're okay. And then I'm just going to go in with my mascara. This is the Giorgio Armani Eccentrico mascara. And I'm just going to coat the lashes super quickly. Now it is lash time. Now when you have a winged look, you don't want too big of an eyelash because you don't want to take away from this like smokiness that we've got going on. So I am going to go in with these Ardell Demi-Wispies, and as you can see, these have like a really nice kind of winged out bit towards the end, but they're not too long and they're not too thick, so it's going to be perfect for this kind of look. If I can even get into the box. And I've just realised that one of my lights isn't turned on. Hang on a minute. Okay, so that is the look with the lashes on. So as you can see, the lashes wing out slightly, which complements the smoky wing shadow, and they're not too big either, so they're not overpowering the eye, but they're just complementing the look really nicely. So to finish this look, we are just going to do the underneath quickly. Now I'm basically going to do what I did on the tops to the bottoms. So I'm going to be using the dark shade on a flat brush. I'm just going to smoke that under the lash line. And I'm just going to connect it here to that wing line. I keep saying wing liner, wing shadow. And then I'm going to use a small fluffy brush with the brown shade here. And I'm just going to continue to smoke that out. Now using the same brush, I'm just going to use this warm orange shade and do the same again. I'm just going to run that black eyeliner again in the bottom waterline. And then I'm going to pop some of that light shimmery shade into the inner corners. Now I would normally put something on the brow bone, but I think with the light concealer we use, it's already quite highlighted, so I don't want to put too much shimmer on the eye. I think the shimmer here on the inner corner and on the eyelid is just enough. So I'm just going to repeat that on the other side quickly. So that is our first eye look complete.
So weird. What the heck?
Okay, so the next look we're going to be doing is a kind of sunset eye. With these colours, I think it will work perfectly. This is quite difficult and you're going to need a range of fluffy brushes to do this. So the first colour we're going to be using is this light shadow that we used before. And I'm starting with the biggest fluffy brush. So I'm just going to swirl that into the product. We want quite a lot of this shade. And I'm just going to pop that all along the crease. And again, you can like smoke it out into the temples. Next, size fluffy brush, we're going in with this really nice yellowy tone shade. And we're just going to pop that a little bit underneath where we've got that other colour. Go back in with that fluffy brush with that other colour and blend that out again. Now we're going to be using more of a tapered kind of fluffy brush, and we're going to be using that warm orange shade. I'm going to bring this slightly further down, more into that kind of actual socket line. And we don't want to take this too high because we do want that nice blend of shadows. Now you can go back in with that yellow shade and kind of blend it together. Now we're going to go with an even smaller fluffy brush, and we're going to be using that kind of reddy brick colour. And we're going to bring this a little bit further down, more onto the actual mobile eyelid. Then go back in with the orange shade. And then the yellow. And then the lighter shade. So you can really see the blend coming through. We've really got that kind of sunset. Last but not least, going in with the darkest shade in the palette. And we're going to use this on quite a dense brush now. This is quite a dense one, as you can see. And I'm going to apply that right to the lash line of the mobile lid. And now, once all the colours are applied, it's all just about blending, going back in with the shades and getting that blend all together. Now, don't worry if it's not completely blended. I mean, no one's really going to be that picky, but if they are, then screw them. I'm just going to complete that on the other eye now. Okay, so that's both eyes complete. Now this look is quite heavy on the eyes. However, if you make sure that you don't put the two darkest shades any higher than the mobile lid, then that's going to work perfectly, because if you do bring it higher, it is going to look like you've been punched in the eye, and that's not really a good look, is it? I'm going to go ahead and do the under eyes. Now, as the same as they looked before, we are just going to do the same colours from the top to the bottom on the opposite way round. So starting with a flat brush, using the darkest shades, I'm going to run that across the lash line. And going in with a more fluffy brush on the next shade. Now with this look, you can definitely blend the bottoms out a lot more than we did on the last look, because obviously we want it to balance out. So now the eyes are looking super dark, we are going to go in with my MAC Prolong-wear paint pot in Painterly, and instead of using a black on the waterline, I'm going to use this, which is a nice nude shade, which is going to make our eyes open a little bit more and not make them look so small and dark. I'm using this on a small brush again, and I'm just going to pick up quite a lot of this product on the brush, and then I'm just going to pat that into the waterline. Now that's on, it will get on a little bit of your bottom lashes, so I'm just going to go with my mascara on the top and bottom. Also going to use the light shimmer shade in the palette again and pop that on the inner corners just to give the eyes a little bit of a pop. When it comes to lashes for this look, we can go quite a lot bolder than the look before. So I'm going to use my taffy lashes, and these are in TL9. So as you can see, they're a lot thicker than the ones we used before. They are a lot more winged out, but they're also a little bit fluffy. So when they get to the top, they are going to fluff out a bit. So it is going to complement the look really well. The lashes on, and I love the nude eyeliner that we've used because it does just make the eyes a little bit more brighter from the dark shadows that we've got going on. And the fluffy lashes, I am literally obsessed. They are so pretty. Okay, so that's the second eye look complete. It's our sunset smoky eye. I love this look, especially for a night out, because it really makes your eyes pop, especially if you've got blue eyes like me. It makes them really stand out. Now for my third and final look, I'm going to be using the two shades I haven't already, this wine shade and this kind of bronzy shade, and I'm going to incorporate that into a kind of berry halo eye kind of look. I'll start again with this shade and pop that in the crease. And we want to keep this look quite rounded, so we don't want to wing this kind of look out too far. We want to keep it quite circular. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this orange shade again, just to blend that down. and this colour will really help to bring in this berry shade. Going back in with the first colour just to blend that out. Now I'm going to be using a smaller dense brush with this really pretty berry wine kind of colour, and I'm going to pop that on the inners and the outer corner of my mobile lid, and just blending that into the crease colours. It's going to go in with that other brush with that orange shade and just blend that out slightly. Just going to go in with the berry shade again and build up that colour. Going back in with the orange shade. Keep blending. Just keep blending. Just keep blending. Okay, so when we get to this point, I'm going to use the kind of dark brick tone, the berry tone, and this one all mixed together, and just put that right in the kind of very outer corner, more along the lash line, and creating like a little bit of a V. This is just going to deepen up the colour. Then just going in with the fluffy brush and the wine shade just to blend that out again. And the orange shade. So now we're going to get our concealer again with that flat brush, and we're just going to carve out slightly in the middle. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to pop that and take it up to just about where your crease starts. So you can even kind of look up and it'll kind of create that line for you. And just focus that on the centre. Looks crazy right now, but I promise it'll all come together in the end. Using a flat brush, I'm now going to dip into that bronzy shade, and I'm just going to start patting that in the centre of the eyelid. Such a nice shade, I love it. So now we've got that on, we can start by using the same colours again and start blending that into the centre. And then with the berry shade, I'm just going to run that down the sides as well. Okay, so when we get to this point, I'm just going to use that concealer brush and just kind of get rid of any like fallout. And blend that out there. We've reached this point with the halo eye. I'm just going to go in with that really light golden shade on a small brush. Actually, you know what, I'm going to use my pinky finger for this, because this will just kind of make the product more sparse, and I'm just going to dab that in the very, very centre of the eyelid, going over top of that bronze just to make it stand out a little bit more. Actually, I will just use that small brush just to concentrate it in the very, very, very centre. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other eye. Okay, so now that's done, I have accidentally just started doing the bottom of my eyes, and I'm just going to pop the berry shade all under the eyes. Okay, so now for this look, I'm going to be using the same tatty lashes as the look before. Now those lashes are on, instead of using a black or a nude for the waterline, I'm going to be using this NYX eyeliner in Copper. It's the waterproof one. So this is going to add a really nice bronziness to the waterline. That just adds the prettiest glittery copper shade in the waterline, if you see, if I bring it down. Then I'm just going to pop on some mascara on my bottom lashes and just help blend the lashes into the false lashes. My third and final look complete. This is my berry spotlight look using the palette. Okay, so with all of these three eye looks, they're all quite bold on the eye and they're all similar colours. So I would be using a nude lip for this look. And I'm going to go in with my MAC Boldly Bare lip pencil. And then I'm going to use my MAC Honey Love lipstick. And finally, my NYX Buttergloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. That would be the look complete for all of these looks. So that's all 3 looks complete using my Morphe 9D palette. As you can see, it's such a versatile palette. You can create so many looks out of it, which is why I love it so much, especially when I'm traveling, because it's such a small little palette. You can take it anywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below for more videos like this. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!